Welcome to this week's video. We actually made it to Sunderland. We didn't get as far as Newcastle because of weather conditions. Last night it really picked up. We got through till about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Everything was going fine, and then the wind picked up, the sea state picked up, and it was getting quite hairy. So much so I didn't video anything after that. I bet you've heard that loads of times. But it is true, you don't start picking up cameras, you start trying to work out the best way to get in and get safe. So that's what we did. We ended up in Sunderland, phoned up Sunderland Marina, got a berth in for the night, cancelled the berth in Newcastle, and we came in and we were made to feel really welcome. We had a lovely boat following us, with us, that left Whitby at the same time. So many thanks to Tony for keeping an eye out for us. And we both came in and managed to make it into Sunderland. You may be able to see in the background the lighthouse. A bit more of that later in the video. But on the way in, we did find a lady on a paddleboard who was actually being swept out to sea. It was just past these harbour walls, just past those harbour walls there. She was actually basically on her way to Norway. As we were coming in, we saw lots of people around the lighthouse looking over, and then we heard the screaming of this lady. I saw the paddleboard, and my husband circled the boat round her, and I got a line ready to throw to her. She still had her paddleboard, and at that time the RNLI jet ski came round the harbour wall. So we started waving, pointing where she was. They acknowledged that they'd seen us, went to get her. I made sure she was safely on the jet ski, and while she was safely on the jet ski, the actual RNLI boat came as well. So when we knew she was safe, we carried on into harbour. But after our first sail from Whitby to Newcastle, cutting short in Sunderland because of the weather, which I'm really glad actually, because Roker at Sunderland's a lovely place, very quiet, but that suits us. And then to have the incident with the lady, which I am so glad everything turned out well for, we then headed into Sunderland. And whilst I was looking out at the harbour today, looking at what had happened and looking at this lighthouse, the lighthouse started to take on a bit of a character of itself. And tomorrow morning, tomorrow at some point, I'm going to go and do a bit of sketching at the lighthouse and do a painting from it. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in a bit. So this is Sunderland. This is the marina, and you can just about make out Freya in the background there. There was little bits of artwork all around the marina. The beach at Roker Lighthouse was lovely. This was the second evening. Everything had quietened down, but we couldn't leave because we were waiting for some equipment so we could start the engine easier. So it's a lovely Monday morning, and I'm just walking back out to the pier where I'm going to do a bit of drawing, I think. It's not bright blue sky morning. It's got a bit of clouding, but it's quiet, and what I'm after is actually the shape of the lighthouse and things, because I've got a bit of idea about the character of it. This is quite nice. Roker. It's very quiet. Small little town with a small beach. But it's protected by the harbour walls, which I'm walking along to get to the lighthouse. And I don't think I'll ever forget this place for what happened when we came in with that lady on the paddleboard. I'll never forget that. It just shows you, doesn't it? So if I turn the camera around, there's the lighthouse. That's what I'm going to be drawing. I'll get a bit closer first though, I think. Looks lovely with the sun coming through the clouds like that, really delicately. What I'm doing now is I'm looking at the colours as well, with the pale yellows and the ochres in the sky, and the colours of blue. There's bits of cobalt blue and Payne's grey and all sorts. Not sure if I brought all those colours. I'll just have to do my best. It's nowhere near as windy today as it was the other day. The sea looks so much flatter. I can't believe the difference. Well, I can believe the difference. It happens. But it just looks so peaceful and calm now compared to the rough mess that we came in on. For the rest of the week it should be all calm, so we should have a nice smooth sail round from now on. But we will keep checking the weather. Yeah, quite a few boats got caught out on Sunday. Everyone thought it was on Saturday. Everyone thought it was going to be Sunday that it was really bad, but it wasn't. It was Saturday evening rather than Sunday. So you just have to get through it. We did. So I think I've just seen a porpoise or a dolphin. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to try and film this. Hold on. There's a pod of something out there. I don't know if you can see them. Yeah, they are still here. Let's see if I can get them. Oh, look at that. That's a bit of a treat, isn't it? Oh, fantastic. I wonder if they'll come back. And off they go. The dolphins have gone now. And there's the lighthouse. Tell you what, those dolphins were pretty big. Right, I'll start drawing. Well, that was a bit of a treat, wasn't it? I hope I've captured them. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just do a quick sketch of the lighthouse. On the boat, I realised I can't bring lots of chairs and tables and things to bring out to do some drawing, and even bringing an easel. On this pier, there would have been nowhere to tie the easel down. So I'm basically crouched down, I'm kneeling down on the pier. I've got my tripod really low so that I can just do a quick sketch, and I'll paint it back at the boat where I've got a bit more space and a bit more control. But I'm going to be painting on the boat. How long have I been waiting for that? Flipping heck. So the idea I've got for this lighthouse is, it was when I saw it last night. Well, actually it was when I saw it coming in, before we saw the lady on the paddleboard, and it was the way it looked like a character. It's like a white-faced clown with a red and white hat on and a red and white striped shirt on, and the windows going down the front of the lighthouse actually look like buttons. So that is what I'm going to do. I am going to add extra buttons where there are no windows, because it's my character. I'm not doing a drawing of the lighthouse. I'll have to find out what this lighthouse is called actually. I'm doing a character, capturing what I think this lighthouse is like. I think it's a really friendly clown. I quite like this angle as well, because I'm looking up at it. You really get an impression of the height, and that ring going around the outside's like a ruff. Yeah. So this is where I'm up to now. Really simple. I'm going to play a bit with the artistic license with the sea, and have the sea a bit more as though I was stood up rather than lying down or sitting down. I've got the pier fence coming down, and I'm going to take some reference photographs of all these as well, just to make sure. And this here looks like a little gribbly monster, so I might actually make him into a little gribbly monster down there, like his little friend. Gribbly can be a good word sometimes. And this is all a wall. Yeah. And it's I think sometimes it's important to actually be here. Am I gonna? No, I won't put this. Yeah. No, because it's messing around with gribbly then. Unless I put gribblies. And yeah, I'm gonna bring the sea back down, I think. That's better, because all my eye line and everything is off. I'm drawing this from this eye line. I need to have my horizon on this eye line as well, otherwise all the perspective of gribbly monster down here would be wrong. So I can play with things a certain amount of time, but then after that, and then the clouds and the sky, I might take them from this morning, but I might take them from some shots I got last night, or I might even take some photographs of some cloud formations, because there are some beautiful ones around at the moment, and just put the sky in that I want to put in. And then it's going to be a sort of like a curving, that's it, that's what I'm after. So what I'm going to do now is take some photographs, and of the sky, the stanchions on the fence, the view I've got at the moment, just as detail references really, to make sure that if there's something that I'm confused about in my drawing, I can relate back to it. But yeah, actually coming here, seeing the lighthouse, seeing his, I mean, there's no way I'd have picked up on little gribbly friend if that's further up actually. His eyes and stuff are like over to one side, and his mouth is lower down. He's quite a sad little gribbly friend there. That's more like him, that's his character. Yeah, so I've got the character of it there. I might have a little bit of artistic license and put the harbour. No. I'll leave that, and I'll do it with the clouds. I'll have the clouds coming down here. That'll be what I need, all I need to do with the clouds, and I'll just have that. Yeah, all good. I'm waffling now. Right. What an amazing morning. So after all these months of waiting, I might actually start doing some painting on the back of the boat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I've set it up, and then if you ever want to paint on the back of the boat, you can do it too. Let's have a look. So first thing, I've got my canvas on the easel, and what I've done is I've clipped some tissue to the bottom of the easel, and to secure it, because it is still a little bit breezy today, I've stolen some lead weights from husband's sea fishing and tied them to the bottom. So this is actually quite sturdy now. That might be a good tip actually, if you do want to do some painting and there's nowhere to secure the easel downwards. Some lead weights tied to the bottom, more likely that the easel won't fall over then. The only problem would be carrying them round. I'm okay here, but if you're carrying them to go somewhere else, a bit of a pain. Let's see what else we've got. So I've got my water, got my paints, got my brushes, got somewhere nice and comfortable to sit, and I've got my sketch from yesterday. So let's get started. So whilst I'm doing the painting on the boat, all I'm doing is just blocking in the colours, getting the sky, the colours that I want, getting the background, the colour that I want. Now what I'm doing is I'm just doing a white outline around the edge, so that when I put the colours on top it'll be a nice crisp colour. So that's as much as I'm going to do for now. I'll do a bit more later on. I've just got to let that dry. A couple of things I think I need to get used to on the boat is the gentle movement of the boat on the pontoon, because I'm concentrating so much on this. Not seasick as such, but it does make you feel a little bit queasy when you concentrate on this, so I'm remembering to breathe. The fishing weights worked really well. Although the fishing weights worked really well. Everything else is absolutely fine. It's not too windy or anything, so yeah, this is working out okay. See you in a bit. I finished the painting in the studio. I didn't get a chance to actually do any more painting on the trip. So I do have ideas for more, but I definitely wanted to finish this lighthouse one. And here's finished painting from Sunderland. Roker Lighthouse. I did find out what the lighthouse was called in the end. So that's it from Sunderland. We spent 3 days there in the end, because we had to do little jobs on the boat. We were waiting for deliveries for some bits that meant we could start the engine easier. And the next destination was going to be Eyemouth, so it was Sunderland to Eyemouth next. See how we get on. See you next week. Bye.